Welcome to this session on technology issues in process design. In this, we'll be studying about the importance of technology in production and operations systems, and also about flexible manufacturing systems, which is an important concept in relationship technology use in production and operations systems. Now, first, to begin with, let us try to understand the importance of technology in production and operations systems. Now, technological advancements in recent years have given new opportunities for creating competitive advantage for firms. If you could recall, you can refer to an example of Asian Paints, which first utilized technological advancements for mixing the basic pigments to distribute paints in large variety of colors and in large assortment of sizes. So their typical retail showrooms had a mechanism wherein mixing of pigments could be done, and according to the customer's requirement, different color combinations and in different sizes the paint could be supplied. So organizations making a strategic choice to operate in the manufacturing of especially mid-volume, mid-variety products. So it is about more to do with mid-volume, mid-variety products. They could use technology such as the flexible manufacturing systems, and this helps them improve their productivity and respond faster to the market. There are several unique advantages which manufacturing technology can provide to organizations, and this helps them to improve their products and services to customers. There are other prominent advantages, which are that it leads to increased machine utilization, because computer-based systems operations are there, so it is possible to have high machine utilizations in such systems. It also provides an advantage, extends an advantage of scheduling flexibility. Now, technology often permits organizations to have flexibility in scheduling various work orders, because it enables them to react to changes swiftly. So very quickly they are able to respond to the changes in work orders, and in this exercise, technology use helps the firms to provide better customer services. Now, another advantage is that it helps in ease of engineering challenges. Now, the changes in engineering design and process plans can be easily accommodated by the use of technology. Now, technology-based manufacturing and process design helps in the complex manufacturing operations, and machines can be helpful in handling without much difficulty in such cases. So the desired tolerances or quality levels can be achieved, can be maintained in a faster manner and easier manner with the use of technology in production and operations systems. There is another advantage of ease of expansion. So technology provides volume flexibility to an organization, so it is much easier to expand in response to the market needs. In case there is a increased market need for a particular product and services, so using machines you can easily enhance your production. So ease of expansion is another advantage of using technology or flexible manufacturing systems. Now, it also helps in reducing the lead times, because technological features help to cut down the lead time. They are much more faster, and you are able to make modifications, subdivisions according to the different requirements of customers in mid-volume, mid-varieties products. So it helps to reduce the lead time also. Now, it also helps in lowering the process inventory, because you are manufacturing at a a rapid pace, you are able to adjust according to the market needs in a faster manner using machines. So your inventory, overall inventory, work in progress inventory comes down. So your inventory costs also accordingly come down. So it is we can say that it is clear that using technology options for manufacturing processes, organizations can react faster to the customer needs, and they can also manage a wide portfolio of product offerings. At the same time, when they are offering high uh, wide variety of product offerings, they are also at the same time able to maintain high levels of productivity. So manufacturing and process technology in particular is considered as a potential enabler of manufacturing strategy in organizations. In some cases, use of radically new technologies results in high depreciation on operating costs also. So, but if we, an organization, have an strategic intention that we will provide high level of service to our customers, high level of responsiveness to our customers, then these depreciation operating costs can be recovered in ways like some of them can be passed on, some portion can be passed on to the customers by way of a premium for the added value, which is the quick response and better service provided to the customers in comparison to your competitors. So this way we can adjust for the compensate, organizations get compensate for the depreciation and operation cost due to use of technology. Now coming to the flexible manufacturing systems in particular. So let us try to first understand what an FMS is. So an FMS is a manufacturing system consisting usually of numerical controlled, which are abbreviated as NC machines connected by an automated materials handling system, and it is operated under a central computer control. So an FMS is nothing but a manufacturing system consisting of one is numerical control, and they are connected by an automatic material handling system, and all these components or parts, integral parts, are under the control of a central computer. So if we have this kind of a technological arrangement at our setup, then it is called as an FMS. Now we have already seen in previous slide that advancements in the field of manufacturing technology have a significant impact on our operations process design. There are versatile machines that are capable of handling work of several traditional machines, and they help in simplifying the process flow. They are faster, they simplify the process flow, and these kind of machines also provide considerable flexibility to address some of the issues in particular pertaining to mid-volume and mid-variety manufacturing systems. Now there have been several developments or advancements in technology, but in particular when it comes to production and operational systems, the flexible manufacturing systems are the most prominent ones. And along with the development of manufacturing technology, we have also seen developments in material handling technology, and together both the manufacturing technology improvements along with material handling technology developments, they have contributed to the overall productivity and process improvements. Now as it was mentioned earlier, they are typically relevant, the FMS are typically relevant for mid-volume and mid-variety systems because they involve a lot of complexities in comparison to batch manufacturing. So when we are concerned with work in progress, work in process levels to be generally high and machine utilizations to be low in typically the mass production system or the batch production systems, there we see that the jobs have to spend often high proportion of time for waiting that the machine gets set up on which they require to be the products or services required to be processed, and then from movement from one machine to another or work center to another, they have to wait in often queues. The different jobs have to be processed in a particular machine. So there is a queuing concept which or scheduling, which we have already studied in earlier sessions. So in a batch production system, often we see that the delays are there. So there were some research studies also conducted on batch production systems or batch type of manufacturing setups, and it was found that only 5% of the total time spent in the shop is contributed to actual metal, for example, metal cutting operation. So we have different operations, so one of them being metal cutting operations. So in one study it was found, or rather in a collective study it was found that the welding machine cutting operation, that was actually using only 5% of the total time spent. So rest of the time was wasted because the machine was not being utilized because of waiting, unnecessary waiting for jobs. So in such situations our flexible manufacturing systems comes in very handy. And as we saw that shops are designed typically to produce a variety of products, so this becomes all the more important in mid-volume, mid-variety of products, where the job shops are designed to produce a variety of products. So in such cases where variety is involved, there will be usually low production rate, high manufacturing lead time, and more work in progress inventories, and more also of finished goods. So these are all wastes, kinds of waste for an organization. So if we on the other hand take a look at the flow shops that are designed for mass production systems, there is a very less flexibility to change, and the change over a period of time is very high, as it involves multiple designing of templates, switches, dies, fixtures, etc. So a lot of changes have to be done in case we want the change in a mass production system. Now here in FMS extends a combination of job shop and flow shop, and in the sense that a limited variety with reasonably quick change over period of time is required in FMS. There are several kinds of machines, so flexible manufacturing cells and material handling systems are there. So typical machines, FMS machines would look like this. This is just an example of an FM100 Flexi-Matic machine, which are used in production and operation systems. So as I already mentioned, as we have seen that the main structure or the FMC is comprised of usually a numerical control machines connected by an automated material handling system. So one is numerical control, and second important component is material handling system, and these are all operating in the central computer control. So there is a central controller which is responsible, which is communicating with the load unload component, also the primary material handling system as well as the secondary material handling system. And in the overall coordination of these components, there are machine tools also working for processing of different products, and there is some auxiliary equipment also. And a machine, typically the material will flow from the load area, then processing primary material handling system to secondary material handling system. As the case may be, it can be bidirectional also. Then it will go to some auxiliary equipment, or it might go to some machine tools for processing, and then we get the final finished product or semi-finished product. So this is the overall structure of FMS, which we also discussed in the previous slides. Now there are generally two classes of FMS technology that have been identified. The most recognized form of FMS is the machine tool type, which is also called sometimes as the classical FMS. Now this is an automated production system for mid-variety, mid-volume systems, and it consists of machine tools tied together by an MHS or the material handling system. The second type of FMS is the standalone unit. So as the name suggests, it is usually consisting of a single machining center or a numerically controlled central lathe machine. So this is sometimes referred to as the flexible manufacturing cells. When we have this kind of single standalone setup, though this kind of FMS is usually referred to as the flexible manufacturing cell. So such FMS flexible manufacturing systems are equipped with an automatic carousel or what is known as the conveyor belt. A belt kind of arrangement is there, or rotating tables for loading and unloading of small variety of work components is there. And in quite a few cases, an integral robot arm is also employed. So robot also helps for loading and unloading of materials for various codes or jobs. Now coming to the different kind of flexibilities which is provided by, or which is extended, or which is found in FMS. So there is a machine flexibility which means that there is a considerable ease of making changes required to produce a given set of part types. So if we have different varieties of part types to be manufactured, so machine flexibility is there because we can make easily the changes according to the product different product requirements, variety of product requirements. Now it also extends the process flexibility or mixed flexibility, that in the sense that it is able to produce a given set of part types, and they can be done through different materials also, and in several ways. So easily you can reconfigure machines in FMS to produce different kind of products using different materials and different ways. So it provides flexibility in terms of process also. Now product flexibility is also there, but where new kind of products can be manufactured at a faster pace and at a cheap cost, economically, that is. And also an advantage is there that the routing flexibility is also there in FMS. So you are able to in case of some machines facing a, or some components facing a breakdown, then you can continue the process by rerouting also in this case. So that is also a kind of important flexibility which is extended by FMS. Now volume flexibility in terms of the ability to operate at different production volumes, these machines, the FMS machines, that provides us with volume flexibility. So variety also we are able to cater to using FMS, and the volume production also, different volumes of production we are able to cater to. And in case of need for expansion also, we are able to do this easily in a modular fashion, that in a step-by-step manner, small increments can be made, expansions can be made using FMS. So it makes our system, overall system of manufacturing, very flexible, the FMS. Now when we talk about the material handling systems of FMS, then there is one important component which is an integrated or an automated storage system, wherein large scale bulk storage as well as for small inline buffer storage, this arrangement is there. Here we have an automated storage and retrieval systems also. Now an automated storage system is used for generally for large bulk storage, but also it is handy for small inline buffer storage. The automated storage and retrieval systems is the technology that makes the maximum advantage of the cube and height of your material. So how much in size or height the material is, and making advantage taking advantage of the size of the material. It also at the same time offers considerable security and inventory control also. So with the warehouse feeding by a conveyor belt, this automated storage and retrieval system can be used for storage operations ranging from maintenance applies to raw materials for production, packaging, and work in process. So these automated storage and retrieval systems are in the forefront of especially warehouse automations where warehousing is done. So this kind of automated storage and retrieval systems are very prominent and very offer very flexibility as well as advantages. There is also an automated transport system associated in such automated material handling systems in flexible manufacturing system machines. So here in this case we see that an automated transport system is used majorly for moving parts and products from the storage location to the production operations location. And in this exercise these three components come in very handy or play a major role. The first is the automated guide vehicle system. Now usually the automated guide vehicle system is often in the form of a driverless system, means they are often seen in the form of battery powered vehicles that can move easily and transfer materials by following a prescribed paths around the manufacturing floor. So these automated guide vehicles are neither tied physically to the production line or nor driven by an operator, as in case of a forklift operator where an operator is driving the machine and picking up the loading forklift and moving the materials around. In this case there might not be an operator. These are automatically guided systems, and this automated guiding is achieved by several different mechanisms. It can be that there are wires buried in the floor of a warehouse, and the vehicle is designed in such a manner that it can easily detect the laid out wires on the floor and move accordingly automatically on its own without an operator driving it. Now in some cases we also see that there are lines painted on the floor of a warehouse. So these lines are detected by photosensors, and then using it the vehicle moves automatically. We also can have a computer controlled guidance system wherein wireless communication is used, and the wireless communication links to the automated guided vehicles are used to maneuver or to automatically guide these automated systems. Now conveyors or conveyor belts, as we say, that are also an important integral component in material handling or in FMS. Now we can see different forms like an overhead rail or conveyor belt can be there, or a monorail or conveyor belt can be there. We have different kinds of conveyor belts wherein the material moves, and also we have often automated pick up and place robots also. So all these systems or the technological developments in the form of FMS offer flexibility to organizations, especially those which are in the mid-volume, mid-variety manufacturing systems. So they get a lot of advantages, as we have already seen, and the competitive advantage. So they are able to achieve high productivity levels, at the same time respond faster, and they are able to cater to the market needs in a better way because they are able to handle more variety and more volume systems at a faster pace. With this, we conclude this session. Thank you.